Narcissism isn't inborn, it's shaped by childhood experiences. When parents put a child on a pedestal, the child learns rules don't apply to them. Mistakes are ignored or blamed on others, so the child never learns accountability. Love may be conditional, given only for good performance or public image. The child learns to wear a mask to get approval, hiding their true feelings. In chaotic or neglectful homes, power and control become more important than kindness. The child buries their real self, building a false self for survival. This false self is designed for control, not connection. Early programming like this sets the stage for a lifetime of emotional detachment. The child abandons vulnerability, believing only the false self can keep them safe. They become skilled at performance, charm, and manipulation. Showing real emotion feels dangerous, so they hide it completely. This is the foundation of narcissism, a lifelong quest to protect the false self. As they grow, the false self becomes their reality. True emotions like guilt or shame are buried, only calculated reactions remain. They become expert actors, mirroring others to gain trust and admiration. Every relationship is a performance, designed to get praise and attention. Narcissistic supply. This supply is addictive. They crave validation like oxygen. Their need for admiration drives every choice, making them dependent on others for self-worth. They use charm to attract partners, friends, and bosses, but it's always about feeding their ego. Boredom and loneliness are unbearable, so they seek constant excitement and attention. Other addictions may develop: shopping, gambling, risky behaviors, all to fill the emptiness. They don't seek love or friendship, only sources of supply. The false self is a suit of armor, protecting them from pain but also from real connection. Their life becomes a cycle of chasing praise and discarding people when the supply runs out. This endless chase is what keeps the narcissistic engine running. In adulthood, people become tools, mirrors reflecting the narcissist's greatness. Relationships are about validation, not connection. Criticism or boundaries threaten their fantasy, so they react with anger or cruelty. Anyone who challenges them is punished or discarded. Over time, their charm fades and people see through the mask. Friends and partners leave, tired of being used. The narcissist jumps from one relationship or job to another, always seeking new supply. The mask begins to crack, revealing insecurity and desperation. Instead of self-reflection, they blame others for their problems. Old stories and lies are recycled, but the emptiness grows harder to hide. Their world shrinks as sources of supply disappear. The cracks in the mask expose the truth they've always tried to hide. With age, the narcissist faces decline and isolation. Most people have left, unwilling to be used any longer. The narcissist, once desperate for an audience, is now alone. The silence is terrifying. They're left with the true self they've always avoided. Depression, bitterness, and paranoia set in. Addictions worsen as they try to escape loneliness. They never learned real connection or self-comfort, remaining emotionally stunted. Attempts to regain youth or importance fail. New people see through the act quickly. The world has changed, but their tricks haven't. They're left with the consequences of their choices: emptiness and regret. Power and control brought only isolation. The silence is their karma, the result of a life spent using others. The grand fantasy collapses, leaving only the cold truth. They never learned to love or be loved. In the end, the narcissist is left alone, surrounded by things but not love. Regret is selfish. They mourn lost supply, not the pain they caused. Rarely do they change. Even at the end, they blame the world. Their life ends in isolation, trapped in the false self they built as a child. If you've been hurt by a narcissist, remember, their ending is not your fault or responsibility. Their misery is the result of their own actions. Focus on your healing. Go silent. Become indifferent. Reclaim your power. Your worth was never defined by their treatment. By walking away, you allow natural consequences to unfold. Build a new life based on real love and connection. The peace you deserve.